So before this video starts, I just wanted to let you know it's going to be a very rambly video. It's not going to even be focused about Epic 7. Epic 7 is just there for the sake of it being there. Maybe I'll talk about Epic 7, but really, as I said, this is just a ramble video. I have some thoughts that I want to take out, and ever since I made that one video, change needs to happen. One of those changes is I don't want to leave this channel deserted for weeks or days even. So, as I said, it's just this channel is entertainment for me. You're free to tag along. If you want to listen to a man ramble, a man will ramble. But if you have any requests, do put it in the comments. I failed a triple I area. It is what it is. But if there is anything else you want to watch, if it is within reasonable limits, I shall try it. Okay? With that disclaimer out of the way, let's begin. You know what's funny? I had multiple topics that I wanted to discuss, but now that I hit the record button, I suddenly don't remember anything. It's a truly funny world we live in. This brain, it's clearly the peak, the epitome of humanity. You know, how many times have you wanted to, I don't know, invest in a hobby? Invest in anything, something. When I say invest, I don't mean stocks, I don't mean money. No, I'm just saying you building up a skill you actually enjoy. Or in this case, let's put it in Gen Z Epic 7 terms. How many times have you wanted to build a unit with very specific gear, but your gear kept min-rolling, or you got the correct piece, but it's the wrong set? Happens a lot. It is what it is. Now, in real life, I seem to have min-maxed the very wrong builds. And this is why I'm making this video, or at least part of the reason why I'm making this video, is because certain things I want to do in life that would make me happy. Actually, who knows if it'll make me happy, but you know, in my mind, I visualize it as much happier than what I am doing right now. Right now, this channel, for example, is just one medium of entertainment. A year ago, it could have been something new. It could have been, something exhilarating, something I want to get into. I would try funny builds, I would try this, I would try to talk about the lore, but of course, Smilegate doesn't really make the game that appealing for me. So, the idea of this channel popping off has kind of died in my mind. And that's the thing, I could easily just inflate my views by copy-pasting my link into Reddit. One regret I have is actually that one video, the Spirit Blossom video. I put it in Reddit for one specific reason, is because my friend told me to. Because he couldn't understand, my other friend couldn't understand, and what a mistake that was. Listen, the people who left constructive criticism in the channel, or in the comments, I really do appreciate. Someone pointed out, hey, title, this, that. Okay, I adjust the title. And there were some comments, basically asking for a TLDR version of the video. I did a TLDR version. And then come some people who will say something like, hey, you should have made it into a PowerPoint instead of using Procreate since it's very messy. Keep in mind, I recorded it in one go because I wasn't in the mood to undo everything. I wasn't in the mood to, Basically, I simplified it in the first 10 minutes. The rest were extra, right? At least that was my idea. And frankly speaking, I should have made the video much shorter. Now, that's the type of constructive... Jesus, I am messing up my words. That's the type of constructive criticism I appreciate. You know what I don't appreciate? Is when I put a guide, for example, like the Spirit Blossom guide, and then someone, I don't know, just a group of people will say, we've already figured it out. Brother, if you figured it out, good. This video exists for people who did not figure it out. It's these types of people that make me think, maybe this channel shouldn't exist. Because, realistically speaking, that video is probably gonna be my most viewed video for a while. Already, you can see how... And my thing crashed. There goes 10 minutes of me rambling and there, morale destroyed. Picking off where I left off, I guess. You can see how my brain rambles and we've already diverged from the main topic so much. So, where was I going with that? So you have things you want to do in your life. You have things that right now are novel to you. For example, just a very wild example, horse riding. For me, the idea is very novel. And then let's say I do pick up horse riding. 5 years from now, I might be bored. I might be, hey, I don't want a horse ride because horses are boring. This is just an example. Will never happen. Horses live very far away from where I live. And frankly speaking, if I do try to make it a hobby, it's probably going to be a once in a year type of thing. So you see where I'm going with this. There are some things in my life that I have min-maxed, one of which is gaming. I hate gaming. It went from something I really loved. For example, Pokemon Black and White, teaching me a lot of things, a lot of concepts that I would not question. That game made me question. And I think I was 10 at the time, or maybe 9 years old at the time when it came out. And the game, honestly, to this day, I think is my best game. Top one. Soundtrack slaps, game slaps, everything about it slaps. The only thing that doesn't slap about it is that it's made from two companies, Nintendo, Game Freak. Your idols have become the villain. Anyways, at the time, this is what my schedule looked like. Monday to Thursday is school. You would wake up from a very early hour just to wait for a bus that is always late. And then, when the bus finally does arrive, you also arrive late to school. And then, you would sit 8 hours in a class with a bored teacher, with a teacher who couldn't care less if you die tomorrow, with a teacher who must instill his authority in you, with a teacher who must discipline the kids. You know, God forbid you have a test and then you enter the class. He's like, enter, right? You enter the class, you take a seat. He's like, no, who told you to sit down? Yes, he had a formation in mind. He wanted to, separate the tables. He doesn't want certain people sitting next to each other because they're friends and may be more likely to cheat. Things like that. He could have just said, hey, I'll organize the tables. Just go inside and don't sit. Perfectly fine. But no, these people are assholes. Instead of pointing out what you need to do or what they want you to do, they wait for you to mess up so they can shout at you and feel better about themselves. And this has been going on since I started school, since elementary all the way to high school. And then people wonder why this generation is so fucked up. Well, look at your teachers. Actually, don't even look at the teachers. Just look at the parents. Parents are really the root of majority of your problems. Wow, what a shift in conversations we're going. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about that later. Maybe. Who knows? Different video or a different time. Point is, you go through that, and then once again, you're the first to enter the bus, but for some reason, you're the last to leave the bus. So not only did I waste 8 hours in school, I waste an hour and a half extra in a bus. And in this time, you were not allowed to bring any electronics to school. So I had no phone, no such thing as an iPad, for sure. Even though, sure, I got the iPad later in my life. But at the time, iPads were kind of a luxury. And if you had an iPad, you were the cool kid. Yeah, I had none of that, okay? I just had a Game Boy and a DSi at home. And that's the thing. My father found the Game Boy, smashed the Game Boy. And ever since, I've been hiding my video games from him. It's a completely big can of worms that I've yet to open. But hey, it is what it is. As you'll notice, I keep repeating that phrase because it really is what it is. So I arrive back home around the same time my father gets out of work. So, in the time he's coming, right? Actually, we're forgetting. I have to eat lunch and, changing clothes, finally resting, drinking water, just doing the bare minimum. That takes 30 minutes, up to an hour maybe. And before you say, it takes you an entire hour to change clothes, drink water, eat lunch. Yeah, I would watch TV while I eat lunch. Yes, TV. That's how outdated that is. And basically, by the time my father arrives, this is where shit gets wild. When he arrives, it's not like he's a bully, by the way. It's just he enters completely unempathetic about you. You know? He enters and he's like, hey, go study. Brother, my day, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't started. It's almost 6 p.m. The sun has already went down, and it's just like, what do I do? You know, as a child, I would probably be frustrated, annoyed, grilled. But that's the thing, I can't pull out video games in front of him, otherwise I know what's gonna happen. Its fate is gonna be karate chopped, just like how Strays jabbed Ross's heart. Point is, right, he comes in, and he's like, yo, study. Actually, he said that a few times, but realistically, I eventually learned to adapt. In front of him, I would do one of three things. One, pretend to study. I would have a open notebook, which not even a notebook. At this point, it was like 7 full notebooks. All of it. Minecraft mods. Not scripts, no, just ideas. I'd start a fresh page, say, yo, this mod does this mod does that. I would just fantasize about it. I used to be very obsessed with Minecraft, even though I didn't have a Minecraft account. It's just, it is what it is, basically. I would write my own Pokemon simulations on paper. That is how lonely. God damn, this video became so personal. That is how lonely I was. And then the second thing I would do is actually study, because, you know, some homework, like math, physics, or things of that nature, they're math, you know? It's like, if you know your if you answer it wrong, you know it's wrong. And it's a matter of time before you solve it. Unlike something like English. English is the most piece of shit language I've ever studied, okay? This is why I hate English as a subject. I don't hate the language as much, but like, you enter school, right? They kill your passion for reading, okay? You enter the class. The teacher's like, you have this much time to read however many pages. As you read the pages, you start to realize you made a oopsie. So you read, let's say, 10 pages in 10 minutes. Not a fun read, by the way. They always pick the worst stories to read, by the way. Like Shakespeare, when he wrote his books, when he wrote his plays, they were meant to be entertained as a play. You're supposed to watch them as a play, but then they turned it into a book. Okay, they turned it into a book, sure, fair enough. People can't watch plays, maybe. But no, they just have to make it into some literary message where it's like, hey, you, student, read Shakespeare in 10 minutes. And if you don't answer this very specific 10 questions, I will kill you. I will give you 0 out of 10. And then the questions would be dull like, hey, in this play, on this day, what color were the curtains? And I'd be like, are you shitting me? And then, let's say, for example, the answer is blue. The curtains are blue. And then they'd hit you with the, did you know that the color blue is supposed to represent sadness and moving on? Or, you know, the mournful tears of the wife losing her husband. Some insane shit. So not only do they ask a very irrelevant question, like, what color were the curtains in this scene? But they also throw bullshit at you. This is how they measure if you've read the book. They don't care if you liked it, you hated it. They don't like about your opinion on the book, which, by the way, they forced you to read it. It's not like you picked your own book and gave your own review. No. They forced you to read it. And then they're asking very prove you're not a robot type of question. Just to confirm you've read the book. Anyways, as I said, I really hated English, but when it comes to math and physics, it was a matter of time if you solve them or not. Because, as I said, if you answered it wrong, you know it's wrong. If you know it's correct, Or if you solved it correct, then you should know it's correct. Anyways, as I was saying. So, A, I am pretending to study when I'm actually not. As far as my father was concerned, if there was a paper in front of me, it means I'm studying. 2, I was actually studying, in which case I get no credit. Okay? If you have strict parents, you would know that even when you do study, it's not enough. It's never enough. You know, with parents, it's never enough. They expect you to be a shooting star, when in reality, you're just sentient cum. Anyways, ignore that comment, please. The third thing I would do is play. But I can't play on a video game because, as I said, strays will just jab Ross. That's literally what's going to happen to me in real life. But suddenly this is therapy, huh? Anyways, so I would be playing. And every time I'm playing, that's when I get hit with the study. Okay, let's say I study. Let's say I followed his order. This man would go to sleep 10 minutes later, and of course he would sleep an hour. In this hour, this is the one time of the day I can open my DS. Actually, DSi. And that is the only time I get to enjoy video games. And you know, it was intoxicating because it was fun. It wasn't English. It wasn't math. It wasn't physics. It wasn't chemistry. It wasn't a business course that teaches you literally nothing. It's just... It was actually one of the... I don't want to say the best moments of my life, but in terms of video gaming, that game do be gaming. But now that I'm an adult, now that I have money, which thank goodness I didn't have access to a phone until I was 6th grade. Thank goodness I did not have access to a credit card until I was 18. Thank goodness I didn't become the whale that spent $2,000 on a League of Legends game. Okay, I'm just saying thank God. I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy with where I am. Point is, if I got access to those things earlier, I would definitely whale. I would spend my money. I would become the gambling addict. But when it comes to, if I actually got access to those things earlier, I would be a whale in Epic 7. Hey, I'm gonna admit my faults. Smilegate, you will not get a penny from me. Screw you, Smilegate. Actually, the one time they will get money from me is if I'm really, really, really running out of leaves. Maybe I'll buy a few passion packs, but that's it. Anyways, where was I? Let me think. I'm all over the place today. Have a glass of water, or good luck on the assignment you're doing, or good luck on the art you're drawing, or good luck on the video game you're grinding, because you're probably very bored if you're listening to me this far. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, this 1 hour of gaming was really gaming. But now, as an adult, now that I game over 4 hours a day, leaving my phone or iPad on endless repeat battling in Epic 7, because the only way to progress through this game is to kill a lizard 1,000 times. No, not 100 times, 1,000 times. God, whoever designed Epic 7 to be what it is, I really hope, I sincerely hope you wake up on the wrong side of bed every day. I really hope that your pillow is sweaty hot on a summer day. I hope your air conditioner doesn't work when it's hot outside. I really hope, I'm not gonna insult anymore. Actually, those weren't insults. Those were straight up me wishing someone a bad quality of life. As you know, I would never wish death upon someone, but I will definitely wish some very minor inconvenient stuff, because that shit makes me go wild. If you punch me in the face, I don't care. You punched me in the face. But if you dare take my coffee, or just, if you dare make me walk 1 more kilometer to get my coffee, I will take out a stick and I will chase you, okay? Anyways, now that I'm an adult, I have freedom of my time. I've min-maxed gaming, okay? I have a Fate Grand Order account. Frankly, I can grind every node possible. I have limited units that just do my bidding instantly. But that's the thing, I got bored. Every event is the same. Every story is the same. Hey, they start good and then they become bad. Remember when FGO's main appeal was, hey, our story is good, but then Septem is literally the worst singularity I've ever seen. It's literally the second chapter of the game, and it's bad. So right from the get-go, FGO, I regret wasting so much time on it. And Epic 7 is on the same trend. Episode 1, bad. Episode 2, pretty good. And then episode 3 and 4 are like, huh. Thank God Epic 7's appeal is in its animations. Because if it wasn't for the animations, I would have left a long time ago. I'm going to be honest with you, Chief. Because again, Epic 7's whole appeal is play the animation. Top tier animation. Whereas a game like FGO, they're always using the story. You know, the world building. And then there's like, bro, the story isn't good. You've just been Stockholm syndromed into liking it. Because you have to wait years just for a new chapter. And this chapter sucks. Anyways. Goddamn, every time I talk about FGO, I start insulting it. 4 years ago, I would sing praises for that game, but hey, times change, people. So yeah, gaming isn't really gaming anymore. It took me that long to say that. Gaming just is no longer an escape. It's my reality. If I'm not gaming, what am I doing? If I'm not leveling up my account, what am I doing? I'm just wasting time. I'm gonna drink some water. And I have no water. Perfect. I guess I'm gonna end it here. Who knows? Maybe I'll ramble more and continue the video, but I think I can stop here. Damn. You know, actually, I think I do have one more topic in me. It's bullying, you know? The only reason I mentioned bullying is because it's related to school, right? One thing I grew up with is that some people really are just NPCs. The moment you leave school, they don't exist. You'll never see them again. They only exist when you see them. You know, I'm really convinced that some people aren't real. They exist for your character development. What kind of character development? I don't know. For what? I also don't know. So here's the thing about bullies. When they bully you, they have a 70 to 90% confidence that they can beat you up. Now, one advice I really hate is fight back and they will respect you. Number one, I don't want this guy to respect me, okay? Number two, there is a reason this guy can bully you. It's because you're weaker. And the moment you try to fight back, the moment you realize, hold on, this guy is much stronger than I am. I tried punching him and he didn't move a muscle. This is where the bully gets 100% confidence that you're weak. He can do anything he wants now. I've seen it, okay? And another thing about bullies is that you as a person, you're taught, hey, be respectful to others. Be like this, be like that. And this person is completely contradicting that. You complain to a principal or a teacher, they say, nothing I can do to help you. Okay, they can't do anything to help you? The best answer you can tell them is go fuck yourself. But of course, you're a child, you can't say that. I swear if I could say that today, I would. Anyways, let's say you do somehow get the bully in the same room and you lay off the accusations. The bully will deny the accusations and GG, well played, you failed. That's the truth, okay? Bullies get away with a lot. And when they see that they can get away with it, it only pushes them further. Which is why I said it's a bad advice to tell someone fight back against your bully, you will get respect. As I said, I don't want respect from this guy. I don't want to be friends with this guy. Frankly speaking, I do have like 3 friends of mine that used to be bullies, but that's besides the point. It wouldn't be advice if I followed it. The people with the best advice don't even follow their own advice. Take that with a pinch of salt, because I definitely have statistics. I'm definitely a scientist. Anyways, as I was saying. So when you give the bully 100% confidence that he can beat you up, he will beat you up, okay? It is what it is. Bullying isn't, hey, I love beating up people. No. It's getting a thrill with getting away with things you're not supposed to get away with. In this case, beating up people or destroying a person's morale. You as a person, you're just... One thing you do is you disengage if you can. You work on yourself. You don't allow this bully to basically alter how you feel. Because realistically, this is where the bully wins. If this bully can, make you avoid him. If this bully can make you just cry thinking about it. If this bully can just be in your way, he will be in your way. The best thing you can do is disengage. Work on yourself, maybe work out. Just don't be weak, because usually what happens is the bully, the fat bully will casually approach the weak, meek, slick, very skeleton-like student. That's usually how it goes, okay? It's never fat guy bullying someone larger than him. It's never the case, okay? And if that was the case, if a small person is bullying a big person, the moment the big person fights back, well, it never ends up well, because, frankly speaking, we don't care what happens about the bully. What we care is our actions. The moment you stand up to a bully, people will tell you that's wrong. How dare you stand up to the person oppressing you? How dare you resort to violence? How dare you resort to insulting this person? How dare you hate a person? As if this person wasn't just actively ruining my life the entire day. That's the thing, there are no winners. You lost a lot of time. That guy wasted a lot of time. You just end up feeling bad for it. And in a way, I do admit, I seem to have bullied myself. Epic 7 is an abusive relationship, okay? Gaming in general is a waste of time. I need to move on from gaming. And as I said, this channel a year ago was novel to me, I wasn't picturing 1 million subscribers. I wasn't picturing 1 million dedicated fans. I wasn't envisioning a sponsor or anything. This channel existed because, hey, I had fun in the game. I want to show that fun. But Epic 7, as the more I explore these content creators, majority of them are already whales. Majority of them are already, there's really 3 types of people. It's type 1, they make PvP content, and they're whales. Look at every account review. They're either dolphins or leviathans or something of that nature. They always tell you that they pay money. Then there's the other type where they show you guides of, let's say, Wyvern or Expedition 3 or this or that. But they also have incredibly high gear requirements that it takes months for your average casual player to get said gear. Now, is this the fault of the player? Maybe. I don't know. But the game is 99% farming Wyvern anyways, so I think it's a Smilegate problem. It's an Epic 7 problem. Really. Well, how do you get better gear? You just spam Wyvern. Even though I've been doing that for 4 years now. Where am I? Nowhere. I'm still an average Joe. So yeah. The third type of Epic 7 content I see is actually really good content. For example, Azalea, I really enjoy his back in the days, daily PvP content. Now he's started to sanction off to Guild Wars and that kind of content. Frankly, I don't like it, so I just stick to the RTA stuff. But then there's another YouTuber called Guider Either. Really like how he edits his videos. You can tell that there is some, effort put into it. There's another YouTuber called Kiln or whatever. Uses very creative builds. Really like his content. But that's the thing. I'm not in the mood to grind the game as much as they do. So, yeah, a year ago, this channel was novel to me. Now it's just desensitized in a way. It just exists for the sake of existing. My apologies. I seem to have zoned out for a second. I looked at my face in the mirror and I thought, goddamn, this man really is ranting for 30 minutes to nobody. It is what it is. So yeah, I want to do some novel things. Quote unquote novel. Explore new hobbies. I don't want to explore new games because frankly, it's a dedication, man. If it seems like if you don't hop in on the game's release day, if you don't hop in as the game is shilling a campaign, there's no point. You lose out on so much resources. You may as well just wait for the next campaign and then you can maximize your gains. It's kind of like me hoarding leaves, waiting for a hunt buff to use it all up. And that's just sad, I think. Video games don't respect your time. They just want your money. Never think, hey, Smilegate is doing something in good faith. If they were doing something in good faith, you'd have more 4 stars. The rates would be better. People wouldn't have to pity Mystic Summons so much. I really hate how long it took me to get my first non-pity Moonlight 5, which was a few days ago, Delibet. Which is very ironic because I made a video hating on Lionheart Surmia, saying that the only person or the only unit who can use her gear is a designer Lilibet. And what are the odds I pull a designer Lilibet? But if you've also watched a few videos in the past, you'll see that I'm already close to pity. So, realistically speaking, I'm kind of salty. I really wish I hit the pity and then I got Delibet, as a spook early on. But yeah, fate has its way to tell you things, I guess. But yeah, video game companies don't respect you. They just want your money. That's why every goddamn video game releases with a battle pass in your face. It's why it releases with incomplete mechanics promising you more. And if demand isn't met, they delay it or just never release it. But hey, I think the footage I've recorded in the background is about to end, so I'll use this as a safe way to just, end it here. That way I don't go extra. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. I don't know if you've learned anything. If you did, you're welcome, I guess. To me, this feels like common knowledge. But maybe it's not so common because people live different lives. For you, gaming might still be fun. For me, I am desensitized the living hell out of it. Normal content resumes soon. Maybe I'll make more rambling videos. But yeah, I'll end it here. Bye.